Hey everyone, and welcome back to Timeless. Today we're going to be playing some Rescaminator. At its core, this is an Ephemerate plus Reanimate deck that is looking to abuse busted ETB triggers. First up are the absolute classic scam elementals that don't really need introducing, and we of course also have Atraxa with a couple of really neat ways to put Atraxa into our graveyard. Psychic Frog is one of the premier mid-range threats of the format, and it is a card that just slots perfectly into our deck. It is a discard outlet for cards like Atraxis that you can put it straight into your bin. If you have a Reanimate in hand, you could also feel free to put a Grief or a Solitude into your graveyard for later. And this also lets you discard extra Reanimate effects that you don't need anymore, just for a little bit more damage. It also comes with Evasion and card draw. Psychic Frog just does everything you could ever want a card to do in this deck. We also have another great discard out, like in Diviner of Fates. This is an alchemy card that I just got around to crafting recently, and man, this card is an absolute powerhouse. When it enters, it combines, it connives, you draw a discard, and then separate from that ability, whenever you discard one or more cards at any time, not just to the connive ability on this card, you seek a card that shares a type with one of the discarded cards. So ideally, we want to discard Atraxa, and whenever we discard Atraxa, we're going to search up, I don't know, a Psychic Frog or a Satoru or another Diviner, another really high quality creature out of our deck. This card is especially good when you pair it with Psychic Frog, so every single turn you get to do that busted interaction. Keep in mind, this does have a once per turn trigger on it to prevent you from like literally drawing your deck with Psychic Frog, which would be very funny. But it is still really, really powerful, even without abusing extra uses of it. Just as a 3/4 that puts your Atraxa into the bin and draws a card, that is just strong on its own. So we're very happy to play this. It also pitches to both of our elementals. It's in both of the colors. So if it is a little clunky as a 3-drop, you can always get rid of it. For additional creatures, we're playing Satoru. Satoru is an awesome card. He draws a card every time that you do the scam thing. Draws a card every time you ephemerate, reanimate, or just pitch these out for free. So he is a slam dunk include as a 3 of. We're going to play 2 Bowmasters, that's a format staple. And we're also playing 2 copies of Nyambe. I'm trying this card out for the first time. This is a really cool alternate way to reanimate your cards. It says whenever it enters, if you cast it, choose one target non-legendary creature card in the graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. That means an evoked Scam Elemental. You can also use this, since it has Flash, to save a Psychic Frog or a Satoru or a Bowmasters that just died in combat. When the creature gets returned to the battlefield, it also gains this ability saying that you could draw cards off of it, which is honestly pretty sweet, so that you can like return a Solitude to the battlefield, kill something, then ephemerate it to kill something else, and draw another card off of that. It's just value town at that point. And also it's like Nadu, so even your opponent's spells and ability trigger this. It's kind of kind of bullshit like Nadu. It's fun stuff. All right, I think that's it for the creature suite. We got one Witch Enchanter as well, just as an MDFC to be a little cherry on top. For the interaction suite, we're playing Spell Snare because it lines up against the format really, really well right now. Like, this is an awesome counter spell against the aggro decks that's playing their amazing 2-drops. It's a great counter spell for against Mana Drain. There are a lot of use cases for this card right now. And you might say, oh, we're a little low on interaction. Other than that, yeah, that's because we're packing Solitude Grief. Our interaction is our plan. And then the last card in the main deck, it is kind of interaction with our opponent's graveyard, is Grave Expectations. This is also going to be my first time trying the card. I've seen a lot of people play it against me in these sorts of mid-range decks, so hopefully it'll work out very, very well. I've seen it work out well for other people, so let's see if we can replicate that success. It is a good way to exile an opponent's graveyard instant speed. Shift and Tell is running around right now, so it's very good against them. And it also lets you steal a random card from your opponent. If you don't like that card, connive it away. Discard it to Psychic Frog. You got things to do in this deck. Or you could discard it and reanimate it. Like, you know, a lot of cool stuff going on here. Mana Brace is pretty standard. I think we have 3 Surveil lands because I would love to Surveil and Atraxa into the bin naturally. Onto the sideboard. Since we don't have too many interactive slots other than like just like the Grief, Solitude, Witch Enchanter ETBs, we're going to be packing 3 swords in the sideboard for extra creature removal when it is needed. We're going to be packing Sun Cleansers for the energy matchup specifically. Toxic Deluge for any sort of aggro deck, but that means energy the vast majority of the time. So good old 7 energy sideboard cards to start us out. We got Surgical Extraction, which is very good against the combo decks of the format, especially Shift and Tell, but there are a lot of use cases for this card. We are using Juggernaut Peddler as a discard spell. I had Thoughtseize before, and then I thought about it, and my boy Juggernaut, he's great. He pitches to both of our elementals, and this card is so much better than Thoughtseize in ways, it's kind of crazy. I love exiling cards as opposed to just discarding them. There's a lot of decks that really don't mind discarding some of their more powerful cards, or at minimum, discard is just going to fuel their graveyard for a big treasure cruise. This guy, he just gives them a useless brick of Juggernaut. It doesn't do anything. It's 4 mana for a creature that you can't even block with. It's wild. And then we got 2 Disruptor Flutes. Just to round it out, a bit of a catch-all against whatever we're going to be playing against. Hopefully we get a Charbelcher gamer and they get mad that we stick that against them. All right, I think that's it. This deck is pretty cool. I think a couple of people have seen this concept before, so let's go ahead and see it in action. All right, game one, we're going to be on the play against Yogi Bear. What we got here? Oh, we got Psychic Frog, discard Atraxa. Wouldn't it be so convenient if a Reanimate just showed up off the top of my deck? Got a couple draw steps to get there. Let's go ahead and start by surveilling here, because we're never going to be playing anything on turn 1. We do not need Surveil Land number 3 in our opening hand. No, thank you. Alright, what you got there, opponent? You got something for free? Is it a Once Upon a Time? Wait, what did you have for free? Subtlety, probably? Alright, my opponent's got Subtlety Gaming, I'm 90% sure. Just go ahead and jam a Frog if they want to set me back a turn. 2 for 1's them, I think I'm cool with that. The Frog has hit the battlefield. Alright, Lorien revealed. While they're tapped out of removal, actually, I'm going to real quick discard this Atraxa. I don't want them responding to me discarding something with Lightning Bolt, making me discard another card. That would be a little awkward. Alright, yeah, they just grab a tap land. I assume they're going to use it again. Yeah, you got it. Let's just play another Frog next turn, probably. Let's see what we hit when we draw a card off of them, and when we draw it for turn, of course. Spell Snare, nice. We can keep that one up. They're going to have a few 2s in their deck. Oh, another big Atraxa. Alright, let's play Frog number 2. Hold up Spell Snare. See what you got there, opponent. Anything? Something, anything. Alright, let's go to combat here. What you got there? You gotta have something. You have a Brainstorm. I accept. Good old combat phase Brainstorm coming through. Alright, and let's go ahead and discard the Atraxa now for 1 more damage. Let's spread the counters out a little evenly between these. Draw 2. If I have permission. Discharge? Yeah, we'll go ahead and discard 1 more. Right. So their spell doesn't do anything except generate 3 energy. Damage goes through, I draw 2. Alright, what we want to do here, I think our lose condition right now is a board wipe, so I'm actually going to hold up Niambi. And the reason I do that is because I can just reanimate something after a board wipe. If they don't have a board wipe here, they're just going to lose this game. If it's not literally through combat damage next turn, it's just figuratively because I'm drawing so many dang cards. They have a lot of cards going on too over there, though. What they're looking for is Wrath of the Skies X equals 0 so that they can afford to play it. Which I can Spell Snare, which would be really funny to Spell Snare a board wipe. Do you have it? I would love to Spell Snare a board wipe. I've never done that before. Oh, no shot. Screenshot. Ah, screenshot and concede. Let's go. Alright, against Control Andy, we probably want the Peddlers. We probably go down on Solitudes. Maybe we go down to the 1 copy. They're going to have something to hit. Yeah, they're a Fleech deck, right? So they're going to have something to hit. I do want to peddle them some Juggernauts. I love me some Juggernauts. Do we still want Snare against them? On the fence about Snare, guys. I think on second, we can also cut the MDFC for 1 more Peddler. On the fence about Snare. I think it's got enough targets in their deck to keep it in. We'd also play Sun Cleanser for their board wipe, which is funny. Alright. Game 2. What are we looking at here? We are looking at an Atraxa that might make its way to our graveyard. Followed up by a Reanimate. You gotta love it. Will Control Andy allow it to resolve? Well, I don't know. Let's find out. This is a defensible keep, but we don't have too many ways to interact with our control opponent. We don't have Thought Seizes, we don't have counter spells. Of course, we have Juggernauts in the deck, not Thought Seizes, but still. This is not quite interacting with them. It's really up to them whether or not they have counter spells for our stuff. I can Grave Expectations them to heist a spell, which would be really dang funny. Hey, they went to 5? Yo, they went to 5. We also drew our 1 Solitude that I sideboarded down to 1 copy of. Maybe it should be 0. Oh no, I kept 2 in. I'm looking at Untapped right now. Yeah, I think I should have went down to 1 and played all 4 Peddlers now that I think about it. Your turn. Right. Let's go ahead and surveil here. We're just looking for lands, really. Let's go ahead and grab blue-white, since we already have a black source. So draw any land, it's good. I don't think I want Satoru. Not quite. My turn. I really want to hit that land drop. Let's go expect. Oh, you know what I should have done? Or what I could have done is reanimated Satoru. Maybe not a should have, because I think I want to Grave Expectations and just draw a card out of their deck here. Mostly because this card is just kind of fun. I get to take a random control Andy card. Alright, what do we get here? Oh, wow. Oh, Brainstorm. I love Brainstorm. I think we want this one. I love Brainstorm. Go to my turn, though, before I cast that. We'll probably just Bowmasters on end step and then Brainstorm the turn after if nothing fun has happened yet. Flash out the Bowmasters. Alright, I'm fine if this eats a counter spell because it lets me resolve some other stuff cleanly. Just a lightning bolt? Yeah, you got it. Alright, 15 turn clock is here. Make it a 14 turn clock, actually. Alright, let's go attack. I think I'm gonna Brainstorm here, and hopefully not Brainstorm lock myself. That would be a little tragic. Oh, wow, we did. Yikes, dude. No. Alright, let's put back things that we can't cast. Maybe my opponent's generous and they shuffle me somehow. Oh, I can discard the hand size here. Yeah, let's do that, actually. I want to put an Atraxa into my graveyard, and then we'll try to reanimate it twice in a row. Goodbye. Right, discard to hand size gaming coming through. So am I just supposed to jam reanimate this turn? What am I supposed to do, guys? Oh, with them playing Teferi, we jam reanimate. I'm jamming. Oh, I'm jamming. Let's get it! Alright, land. Thank you. I needed that very bad. Instant. We can flicker. Instant. I'll take a grief, actually. Yeah, let's grief the crap out of them. We need to kill Teferi, though, in order to ephemerate it, which is kind of awkward. So let's go ahead and Bowmasters the Teferi. And then I will probably grief them without ephemerate, and then next turn we can reanimate our grief. Our life total doesn't matter. Life total is a social construct, as we all know. Oh, just kidding, we got scolded. Alright. Let's grief him. We'll reanimate this grief next turn. What you got there? Yeah, no binding for you, buddy. Alright, your turn. What do you have in your graveyard? Any reanimate targets? Not really. Might just reanimate Satoru here. We'll see.
Might be a bad idea.
I think I just swing at them here. Oh, Quicken Verdict. The old classic. Now what do we do? Probably play Diviner. And go ahead and discard something. Solitude. Seek another creature. Then I can go ahead and reanimate either Bowmasters, Satoru, whatever. Can't be something too expensive. We only have 6 life. So I think Bowmasters probably makes the most sense. Satoru would draw us a card, but I love Bowmasters being on the board against control. And we'll ping down to Fairy to free up these Ephemerates.
Here we go.
Alright, we're at 4. We can't take more damage, actually, or we die to Flage, which would be very funny. What you got there? You got a Binding, sure.
Stop that.
Honestly, not that bad. Gonna play my Satoru. Pass the turn. Brainstorming, yeah.
Here goes nothing.
Alright, let's go ahead and attack down that Teferi if possible. Please die, Teferi. I just want to Ephemerate, bro. Please, bro, just let me Ephemerate, bro. Please, bro. I should have griefed before combat. I should have griefed before combat. That's my bad. Let's go ahead and play my Diviner. Get rid of this grief we no longer need. Draw a creature. Drawing a Nyambi and a Peddler. Cool. Nyambi unfortunately doesn't get anything back, because the only thing that died this turn was Satoru. Oh, and I got exiled anyway. My bad. I think I punted this game, guys. I should have solituded, or excuse me, griefed them to make sure the solitude didn't mess up my day. Though it would have still gotten to kill something.
I'll protect you.
Alright, let's go ahead and attack down there to Teferi. Finally kill the stupid thing. Alright, and now we can start going a little silly with the interactions. This is what I'm talking about with Diviner of Faith interactions, just being a little stupid. Watch this. I'm gonna Ephemerate one of them. Welcome back. It connives. Let's discard a creature here. They both draw a card. You know, quote unquote draw, quote unquote a card. However you evaluate Seek. And now our board looks pretty stupid. So the only thing that gets them out of here is top decking a board wipe. And, ooh, maybe I should have held up this Nyambi to flash in to play around that a little bit better. That's definitely an option. Yeah, I think I'm not locked in this game. I think I'm making a bunch of suboptimal decisions against control, but haven't gotten punished yet, says a man who frequently gets punished. Opponent Brainstorm's looking at 5 cards, so surely there's an answer somewhere in there. Basic Plains, yeah, what you got? The ring again. It's there. Alright, I'd love a Bowmasters. I know one of them's in my graveyard. I would just love one, just saying. Hey, leave my Satoru alone. Yeah, actually, let's flicker him, because it's card draw here. Ooh, I'm about to die to Flage, aren't I? Draw a card. Dogs. Dude, I could be so dead here. Let's flicker a Diviner. Get our loot. Draw a card. Ahead and discard a grief. Seek 2 more creatures. Solitude, you got it. Then this thing can just draw me a card off Satoru. They have protection from everything, so we don't need to overthink it. Spell Snare, cool. We'll play a Frog. We'll hold up Nyambi in case of the board wipe, and then we also have a Solitude to flash out if needed. And we will otherwise be passing the turn back to our opponent. Okay, I wish I had Bowmaster. Hey, no fun raveling. Do I just flash out this Solitude then? Because I'm not going to be able to make another play anyway. Yeah, Solitude your Solitude, buddy. Is that stupid? No, I think that was fine. Now I can attack down there to Fairy, because what they're going to do here is bounce Ring. And I'm going to gain life off this Solitude to take me out of Flage range. Oh, I'm really letting my opponent take their dear sweet time here. Oh, you know what I should have brought in, guys? Disruptor Flute. Oh, that's my Satoru, not bounce Ring, sir? Why? Wait, why? I assume they were going to bounce Ring, get another turn of protection. Because that's a very clear line that they have to stay alive. Do they just have a board wipe? If so, why bounce Satoru? If they had a board wipe, they could have also bounced Leyline Binding and then instantly did it and held up Leyline Binding off of 1 mana because they have Domain. Okay, they scoop. We'll take it. I don't think I played perfectly, but opponent gave us a little help at the end, I guess. All right, game 2. We are up against Nubs. What do we got here? We got a frog. We have the scamp part, but not the scam creatures. I think this is fine enough to keep, especially with 2 surveil lands. Perhaps we could surveil towards one of our 8 scam creatures. And hopefully get something going. Ooh, would you look at that? It's energy. Alright, let's go ahead and test the energy matchup. We got the sideboard cards for it. Main deck, is this a good enough hand against them? I mean, if a Solitude shows up, it's an amazing hand against them, I'll tell you that. Yeah, good old Mardu. So it looks like they have Bowmasters ready to roll. We could heist their library, but really I'm just going to take my time and surveil here. We're going to be playing blue-white next turn, shock again, so I probably want blue-black. Don't you love it? The exact card I asked for. Here, let's go ahead and jam the frog. They are going to have Bowmasters here. I mean, I played enough energy, guys. I know the play patterns. If they shocked, they got Bowmaster. It is possible they have double removal spell, but against control colors, I don't think an energy player would shock for that. Yeah, there's the Bowmasters. That's totally fine. Solitude them next turn, and it's going to be great. That's an amulet coming through. Amulet, ooh, hits bombardment. That's a good one. Alright, question for the folks at home. Do you think we should jam Solitude right now? I think the answer is actually no. I don't think we do. I'm actually interested in griefing right now. I know it's generally not good against energy, but like we're gonna get 2 cards out of them. I think I'm gonna start by going to combat and just seeing whether or not they care to block my frog. Think they do? Yeah. I'll take my card, thank you. Ooh, another frog. I love frogs. And I think I'm really interested in... Oh, no. Okay, never mind. I got to undo that. Oh, I peeked my mic too. I'll have to take that out in editing. I screamed. My bad. I take a card game a little too seriously, huh? Oh my god. We're gonna grief him. I just don't want to look stupid playing against the deck I claim that I'm an expert in, okay? So generally, grief is not good against energy, but here we do get to double grief them right on time to take like their really impactful 2-drops. Whatever they got going on. Yeah, we can take the Nightmare and the Amulet. Dude, that's sweet. Alright, give me my grief back. Probably... Oh, nope, they're not going to shoot anything. But now, you want to shoot something? I think I'm taking Amulet, though. Yeah, you... Oh, buddy, read my thing! I do get to draw a card here, which is a Bowmaster trigger for them, but I don't think I care that much. We're gonna Bowmaster Ephemerate the tokens soon. Yeah, ping me. Maybe I should have Solituded. I'm thinking about it as we go. It's turned into a sizable army. So I do get to take all their stuff, that's sweet. Yeah, I totally could have Solituded, especially with me drawing a land. We're gonna Solitude Ephemerate during their turn, though, 110%. Hey, what you got there? You shocked? You have something. Amp Raptor? Yeah, yeah. Another Amp Raptor? Okay, okay. We're just gonna go ahead and Solitude and wreck their board. Bombardment. So let's go ahead and Solitude now before they get to do the bombardment thing. Hold full control this. Okay, let's go ahead and take out Bowmaster. Flicker it, take out one of the Raptors. And then next turn when it comes back, we probably take out the other Raptor. Okay, yeah, they're out of here. Scam Solitude is a very tough thing to beat, especially after you already got griefed. So against Energy, I generally do take the griefs out, even though it performed really well there. The problem with grief against Energy is that like you have to draw it right when I did. You got to draw it right to take the wind out of their sails before they really get going. So if grief doesn't show up super early, it's not good. So I think we take the 4 copies out. We take out the grave expectations as well. We put in the sun cleansers, we put in the swords, we put in some deluge. And we're left with one more cut. It could be a reanimate, it could be a witch enchanter, it could be a Nyambi. I like Nyambi though. Nyambi is really good when they have so many removal spells for my stuff. You could just use Nyambi fairly to bring back Psychic Frogs, which is what I absolutely adore about this card. What do we want? We take out an enchanter when we're going second. We don't need the MDFC land. All right, what we got here? We got Solitude plus Reanimate, and we got the white card Nyambi for it. I love it. Keep it. Ocelot Pride, yeah. That's your guy. So what we can do here, ooh. Well, that's interesting. Would love to Nyambi back the Solitude, actually. So I could wait a turn. It'll let Ocelot Pride hit me and get a token, but I think that's what I should be doing. Rather than just pitching Solitude this turn, reanimating it next turn. Is that Solitude's a lifelinker? Ooh, Sator. Yeah, I'll keep him on top when we have a reanimate in hand. So I really value Solitude as just like an attacker and blocker because it's a lifelinker that'll stabilize us. So giving it like this ward ability, more or less like ward draw card, that's really valuable because my opponent's going to want to put their static discharges pointed at this creature to keep me from winning the race. So yeah, you can hit me here. It's not the end of the world. You can make a token. I don't care that much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been fluted. Are you going to name Solitude? That'd be nuts if they do. No shot, right? Okay, Crazy Frog. That's fine. We will Solitude them on their end step coming up. Actually, you know, we could be really greedy. Because they only have this one attacker for now. Let's Satoru. It'll let us get another card in. It'll actually get us 2 cards in if we do the Nyambi thing. But if we need to emergency Solitude here, we can at least draw 1 card. We're really taking our time here. But our opponent played Flute on 2 at sorcery speed, so we have the opportunity to take our time. All right, Satoru, he's going to get taken out. So the question is, do I want to right now get the Solitude down? Just to draw a card. No, actually. I think we can wait. Right? Sorry, Solitude pitching Diviner of Fates. Or what we could do is Solitude pitch Nyambi. Next turn, Diviner of Fate. Discard the frog because it's not that good. Draw another creature. I like that. And then we have Reanimate Solitude for later. We, of course, get to draw a card here. Draw a card. Ooh, another one. We're not going to Solitude this cat token, though. That's just a little bit of a waste. Okay. So we could Solitude that cat if we don't want them making a token, but I don't think I really care that much. Oh, Ephemerate. Yeah, that's good stuff. Give me my Solitude back. Oh, we can even take Satoru back? Oh, yeah. This is what we're gonna do, guys. Satoru comes back. Draw card. Oh, Atraxa. It just gets better. I'm gonna go their turn, and then we get to Solitude Ephemerate on their turn. I don't think we're reanimating Atraxa this turn, or this game, so we're just gonna pitch it to Solitude. Johnny, yeah, we get to go crazy.
I will prove my worth to my pride.
Absolutely happy to block this guy. Is what I'm going to do is I'm going to Solitude and kill your everything. Solitude coming through. We're going to try to hit Ocelot Pride first. Draw card. Hit your Pride. Ephemerate. Alright, there you go. I mean, if I was playing Energy against Rescaminator and they did the Solitude thing to me too, I'd also be out of here. Alright, game 3, we are up against Liang. And we got an Ephemerate Solitude hand. So is this going to be good or absolute dog shit? It's hard to know, to be honest. We're up against a person with no companion. This could be a really atrocious keep. Like, let's say no companion means show and tell. Oof, game's kind of over, and we got to win both game 2 and game 3 here. So there's definitely arguments to mulligan to a better hand. Definitely are. We're going to start with a Surveil land at the very least to try and find some sort of gas that's not Solitude. But if they are a creature deck of any sort, we're doing amazing. Looks like it might be Control, because Control usually leads with that land. Let's go ahead and grab blue-black here. So we're against the slower deck. We definitely don't want 5th land. Brave Expectations. Yeah, that one's pretty decent. Go ahead and play this one tapped. I don't think we're going to need to Ephemerate to Solitude anytime soon. Yeah, good old Control. So Grave Expectation is going to be sweet here. We just get to take like one of their counter spells and protect our own stuff with it. Anders Lounge. Okay. Probably have that for Domain if I had to guess. Let's take a look. Alright, Heist. Oh my god. I want to play Oko, dude. Bro, what is this deck? This is sick, actually. Wait, this is dope. Prime time with these lands in the current economy? I mean, yeah, dude, it's awesome. I'm taking Oko, though. I love Oko. He's my boy. Alright, opponent. Have a taste of your own medicine. Oh, dear.
Those blind to tyranny just can't see it.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, goodbye, Oko. You...
Fair.
I would say you served me well, but you really just made a food token. Oh, no, I'm not going to let you do that. This is worth it. We lose to that Tamio. Not even joking. And this Brainstorm's kind of crappy for them without them having a shuffle effect right away, so... I'm happy to make this Brainstorm kind of suck. And it was going to suck anyway, but it was at least going to flip Tamio, which is a very good reason to Brainstorm. Okay, yeah. We gotta draw something, boys. Alright, if we draw something, anything, we are cooking. Oh, I can't wait. Now we're gonna get the YouTube comments telling me I need a green source for Atraxa. Oh boy, I can't wait. Can't wait. Ooh, we get to heist him again. Do we heist now? I think so. I don't think I'm going to put them on having too many counter spells. Actually, let's be patient. If they do happen to have a counter spell, I do want to waste their mana. Boys, what are we playing against? I'm spooked. Jeez! I'm taking it. My Planeswalker. You gonna counter this one? I think they will. I think it's a mana drain in our future. Okay, opponent gets 9 mana, maybe 10. What are they going to do with it? God only knows. Hopefully it's just... Okay, it's just nothing. I'll take it. Alright. Ooh, Diviner. Nice. Alright, go ahead and yell at me in the comments. Say you need the 1 green source. It's worth the inconsistency to have a triumph. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Alright. Since they didn't have a counter spell before, what do they have? Do they just have 3 lands in hand? Okay, they just have 3 counter spells in hand. Sure. It's fine. I don't think there's too much reason for me to wait. I don't want them to have too many draw steps when they have all this mana in play. And the ability to grab Surveil lands, which I'm sure they're going to grab. Oh, a Mystic Sanctuary, of course. Put a counterspell on top. Put a Lorien on top. Yeah. Okay. Rose, what is this? Not being rude, I'm just like legit curious. We just got the pile. We have beans. Beans featuring primetime? Sure. Wait, how many cards are in your deck? No, you had 60. Okay. That opponent was getting very lost in the sauce for a second. I've seen some very large piles featuring Beanstalk. Alright, well, that's the downside of our deck. We can draw the wrong half of it in the wrong order, and then we're left, spinning our wheels against Teferi Gaming. I think we actually lose to this. I actually think I should concede right now. They're going to draw a few too many cards per turn off of that. Alright, against Control Andy. I mean, this is not Control Andy. This is Domain Andy. Why are they playing Domain? I still haven't figured that out beyond Leyline Binding. But generally, how you play Leyline Binding in a control deck is you build blue-white control, and then you splash Domain off a Triome. What are we doing here? Is it I guess the mana base is mostly Bant now that I see it. Yeah, actually, this mana base is totally Bant. It just came out in a weird order. Yeah. And it's plus all these arts are throwing me off a little bit. We got every kind of art here today. So Bant Control featuring Primetime. I don't know, boys. So Bant Control featuring Primetime, I think we're going to want to peddle them some Juggernauts. Maybe 2. I'm very scared of that Primetime. I think we got to leave some Solitudes in. The Grave is going to be quite good. What comes out here even? Flute is pretty good for like Big T or Oko or Chase. Oh, man, we're gonna have to deal with these walkers. We're gonna have to put creatures in play first and foremost. We take out the Snare, because Snare really only hits Mana Drain and Beans in their deck, which is quite good to counter, but it's not the be-all end-all. Grave Expectations I actually do value a lot when they have a lot of like random bombs in their deck, and they're probably playing Uro. Do I want Flute? No, I think we want to stay proactive. I think we want to run it back like this, though. I'm not sure. First. No, right? Yeah, I mean, we can Grave Expectations them. I like this card in the matchup. This guarantees that we hit our land drops every single turn. This gives us things to do with our mana. You know, I'm going to keep this against this funny deck. And we'll just surveil the creature threats and jam them. And if we run out of things to do with our mana, we can just Grave Expectations. And then hopefully steal an Oko that goes unresolved. One would hope. Shadowy Backstreet. What's on top? That goes to the graveyard, definitely. Alright, reanimate off the top one time. Satoru's quite good too, though. We'll take a Satoru. Alright. What do we want to do, boys? Do we want to Grieve Expectations, Sorcery Speed, just in case we hit a like relevant 2-drop? Why not? Ooh, Ooh, I love having access to a mana drain. That seems fun. Flooded Strand, your turn. Maybe I should put mana drain into this deck. Mana drain's just a screwed up card, especially when you have something like a Solitude that you could discount. Lush Portico coming through. Alright, nothing going on. I will happily surveil again, trying to find more threats. Threat, please. Or reanimate. That one's also quite good. Yes! With the mana drain backup. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Hit me. We have an interjection from the Bant Control Gamer. Interjection. I mana drain you back. Alright, okay, super spiky moment right here. I should have stacked the triggers the other way and drawn my card off Satoru first, but let's grief them. 110%. Oh wow, we didn't draw much. What is this? We hit all creatures. I think we still take grief though. Griefing them plus reanimate is going to be quite good. Okay, cool. We hit a way to do the grief thing, so we're to Diviner, draw a card off Satoru, grief them. Holy shit balls, opponent. What's going on? Oh my god, what's happening, guys? Someone help me. What do I even take? Do I just take the beans? Do I take the drains? I guess we can sit there and let them bean, right? Can we just take the drains? Ooh, pedal. Alright. We can maybe pedal arrow if they don't play it next turn. But they'll probably play it. Black source, please. Oh. We're gonna go very low on life. I just realized how low we are. It's fine, they don't play burn. And we have Atraxa, so who cares? I'll take your drains, please. We do get some colorless mana here. Do I want to grief them one more time to take Uro, maybe? Nah, right? Let's let him untap. I'd love to pedal that Uro, but it's just not going to happen. Beans? I'm going to hit the battlefield, ladies and gentlemen. Beans number 2. Opponent, you have fetched yourself into lethal range. They could have a removal spell for a track, so cut him some slack. My opponent is casting beans. I repeat, we are casting beans. I get a Solitude here, actually. Yeah. I gained a bunch of life, though, so I'm fine with this. That'll hit my Atraxa. And now we get to grief them. But we get to pedal them first, actually, which is so good. I love pedaling. My favorite Juggernaut Peddler. What you got there? An Uro? Ooh, and Binding. But I definitely want to take Uro. Because Uro is the card that's going to let them back into the game. Binding's quite good, too, of course. I mean, we could draw this just so that we can evoke Solitude or Grief. I don't think we need to do that. They can, of course, bind me upon the ley lines, draw some cards here, so the game's not over. Dude, we might lose to this deck. Even after getting to do some disgusting things, like, we might still lose, because their deck is just a pile of value. Or fucking mana drains. Okay, never mind. Really? They could have cast Binding and then followed it up with something they draw off beans, but I guess not. Solitudes? Do I want my Solitudes? Dude, their deck is such a pile of value. It's more value than me. I'm getting boomed by this. That's why Grave Expectations is the better card, is the best card in my deck, because I just take one of their cards. I get my own Oko or Teferi. Oh, maybe that's what this deck needs. It needs a bunch of nonsense planeswalkers. I think we just keep this, right? Yeah, run it back into. I have no clue. I'm supposed to be the greedy deck. I don't know how to sideboard against a greedier deck. All right. Yeah, keep it. Yeah, we'll keep it. It's just a little slow to do the grief thing, but that's fine. Oh, never mind. Untap land. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do the grief thing right away. Let's go ahead and get blue-white, because we have black on this land, and we need white for ephemerate right now. Yeah, we can get rid of Atraxa here. We do have Frog to put Atraxa into our bin, but I don't think we're there otherwise. Alright, what you got there, opponent? Don't shoot my grief right now in response. Okay. So we take swords. And then we flicker. And then here, after flickering, I think we take Drain. Just so they can't interact with us, and then next turn we just keep on going. We'll rebound the ephemerate, take their interaction, then we could either play a peddler to take something else if they draw something good, or we could just jam Psychic Frog. Oh, we have a tap land coming in actually, so we'll play just ephemerate again. And like truly shred them. Alright, shred incoming. Oh, what you got there? Alright, take the dig. Atraxa goes to the bin. Love to draw a reanimate. And my opponent can keep their little solitude. That is good by me. You need to put a clock on them. That's one issue with this deck, is it's sometimes slow to put on a clock, so when you get a big value deck, big value mirror, ooh, they could do things. It's like yesterday. Was it yesterday chronologically? I don't know the order I released videos in. But the last thing I recorded was Boros Blood Moon, and this deck suffers a similar problem where it's just damn slow sometimes, where it really can't afford to be slow. We're going to flash out Bowmasters. Do we want to? I want to pedal this Solitude away before they hit 5 mana. Let's play Frog first. Frog's a bit more lethal of a threat. Then next turn we'll pedal them, take the Solitude. If they want to 2-for-1 themselves in response, then it's fine. Alright. Ooh, shock this in first so that we can emergency ephemerate if they do decide to Solitude something. That seems good to me. We're gonna do it? Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna ephemerate my frog here just to save it. Because I don't need to abuse ETBs anymore. I just want to keep my creatures on the board. And what's cool is we can quote-unquote upgrade one of our cards to a Juggernaut. Like, we could turn either of these into a Juggernaut. I'm not going to do it right now. Oh, I shouldn't have done myself because I gave my opponent free info. Yeah, I don't want Juggernauts. You know what? BM. We're playing with our hand faced up. Oh my god, I accidentally BM'd. Alright, there's an Uro. We can Solitude it when it comes back. It's going to draw a lot of cards between now and then, unfortunately, though. Alright. They drew something. I guess I might as well take a look at it. Oh, it's an instant. It's a mana drain. Cool. Alright, grief. We don't need grief. Get out of here, grief. You have become damage. Toru, it's pretty sweet. I think I'd rather have Bowmasters, though, especially with this Escape Burrow coming out. Yep, Escape's definitely coming through. Alright, they're gonna gain a little bit of life. They're gonna go up to 11, then back down to 9. What you got here? They have mana, they can't interact, will they? Hope not. I want to win. I don't want to be interacted with. Alright, so if my opponent blocks the biggest thing, which is 2 here, we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Then we discard to Psychic Frog and we win. Let's go ahead and swing with everything. I forgot, let's fly my frog first. Get rid of random stuff in the graveyard. And this should be a win. Goodbye, hand. It was nice knowing you. Alright, one more? I think I'm in the mood for one more. Go up to 57, we're climbing. Alright, we are going to be on the Plague Sun. What we got here? We got a Scam Grief. I think that's good enough for me. Yeah, it's definitely going to have to be good enough for me. One land is a little sus, but getting to rip apart your opponent's hand is priceless, as they say. And plus, once we do hit that land, we could rebuild really quickly with our Froggy. Guide of Souls Gaming. Alright, we're going to be against Energy. I don't have a good feeling about this. I think we might get run over. So we can hold up Watery Grave to counter their 2-drop. Or, yeah, hold up Spell Snare. I think we want to be a little more proactive here. Let's see it. Take that one. That card's good. Then... Grief, please. What do we want to take? We want to take their removal or take their card advantage? This card's really slow and honestly super manageable. If they static prison, they're just prisoning my grief and not doing much else. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. Thing is, I'm kind of out of gas. We could also just 2-for-1 ourselves again to get rid of static prison, but I think it's a little excessive. I think I'm fine to let them play this and then force them to pay energy upkeep for the rest of time. Hey, you better be ready to pay some energy. And now we can hold up Spell Snare in case we don't draw something. By something, I mean a land to play my silly little frog. Because he is just a silly little guy at the end of the day. No need to grief them because they're just holding that up. And we know what their land is. Yep, they get to Surveil here, and we're going to hopefully Spell Snare whatever impactful 2-drop they draw. If they draw Nocelet Pride instead, I'm going to be very upset about it, and probably complain for the rest of the video that they're lucky, I'm never lucky, blah blah blah. Alright, can you put a Johnny into the stack for me, please? No? It's early Halloween, by the way. It's August. Oh. No. We could pitch Grief and Ephemerate it next turn. I'm still gonna... I mean, that is a good way to answer Jegantha. No. I'd say there's much better things that we could do. Much better things that we could be doing. Including hitting a 3rd land or playing Psychic Frog. Someone here is running out of energy. It would be a shame if this broke and I got to heist your Jegantha. By heist, I of course mean discard your grief. Hey, can I have my grief back? Thanks, man. Let me see it. What'd you draw? A bolt? You can have the bolt. I don't want you having a 5/5 because I actually cannot deal with that card, funnily enough. Bolt is totally cool. Right, let's go to combat here. Back like this. They might bolt my grief, they might bolt my frog and make me discard 2, but I'm gonna be like pretty happy to just discard like grief and something. Honestly, I'm just gonna discard grief now. And then hit them for 5, draw a card. Draw a card, there we go. Stick. Yeah, we'll just play this, tap it, and move on. Actually, let's shock this in and get a cool Neon B play going, hopefully. Oh, my opponent's gonna henge instead of bolting something. Sure. Okay, that one will get spell snared. And then whatever they bolt, we can Neon B. Sure, they're gonna play this first. Yeah, no thank you. Yeah, opponent has come to main deck Spell Snare. I know, it's a tough life being an energy player. I'm one of them. Hard knock life out there. Do we want to kill this stupid thing? Yeah. I'll have my Niambi eat a lightning bolt. I view this as the same as Niambi reanimating something that got hit by the lightning bolt. I assume they're going to bolt her to save their Guide of Souls here. Yeah, that or they'll just give up. Okay. Against Energy Gaming, we do have a sideboard plan. The Graves come out. I think Graves come out too. And what else did we cut last time? The Enchanter? Yeah. And then we got 7 cards coming in. Same 7, pretty straightforward. Run it back. All right, game 2 against Energy Gaming. We got Toxic Deluge. Awkward hand otherwise, though. 2 Atraxas. Oof, we're going to need to find a way to discard those. But I think off of the strength of Deluge and Spell Snare, we can keep this, though this is a little bit sus. I see Deluge, I keep. I love this card. This is how you win games against Energy. Okay, ooh, reanimate. I love that. Now we just got to discard this Atraxa, then we're winning. So oftentimes, ooh, I do want to draw a land. Oh, no, we need to draw a land more than we need to draw a discard outlet. The tough decisions need to be made. Also, we just reanimate this, which would be pretty cool. Actually, yeah, I love that. Reanimate that, hold up Spell Snare. Seems really good. Also, because we started with a tapped blue source, we don't get to Spell Snare like their Amp Raptor or a Johnny on 2, which is actually really bad. You generally don't want to let your energy opponent play a 2-drop on turn 2. That's why you play the Spell Snare. But we'll cope. We'll survive, I'm sure. We'll find a way. Life finds a way. Okay, Amp Raptor. Yeah, see, that's one you want to counter. Alright, Amped into Amulet. We could take this. It's not the worst thing ever. Oh wait, ooh, Frog. Oh, I love this boy. I think it's actually better to reanimate this, though. Gives us one more draw to a land drop. And we can Ephemerate it or Spell Snare as well, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and get rid of that Atraxa. A nice use of the land. Alright, now we're actually just straight up chilling. Man's straight chilling. We can even, wow, we could even do Evoke Solitude. Man, we're gonna fuck up our opponent this game. This hand went from sus to holy shit, our opponent is dead very fast. We're probably just gonna pitch away this other Atraxa into the Solitude and then just get Ephemerating it and then reanimate the Solitude and then my opponent's gonna be very mad about it. I reanimate, mean ephemerate, of course. I always call cards by the wrong name. Why? Because I've been playing too much Magic. Always losing it by the end of the video. It's been over an hour, right? Maybe a little under an hour on the video, but you know, we cut out the opponent waiting for 30 seconds like they are now to do their turn. Well, shit. We're fucked, guys. Okay. Actually, we're not totally fucked because we're gonna have a basic. Yeah, actually mildly fucked. We have 2 of our basics, including like the board wipe basic. I think we're like actually chilling. 2 ephemerates too? Yeah, we're actually straight chilling. I've never been more chilling before in my life. How about you guys? My blue mana. My precious, precious blue mana. What you got there? Okay, Ragavan? Yeah, we'll just Toxic Deluge on 1 instead of Solituding because it's actually going to be really efficient. Alright, what you got there, opponent? An Ocelot Pride to help with my Toxic Deluge on 1. Then after this Deluge, we'll Solitude to clean up the rest of their threats. Okay, that is a basic mountain. Deluge on 1. Right, and then we will evoke out Solitude, Ephemerate it. Go nuts. Got some dead cards in our hand, but who cares, really? We could also Ephemerate Diviner at any point if we want to just like get filtering our hand. I don't think I'm going to do it yet, but if I have Ephemerate Solitude and then I don't have a target for the rebound, I'll definitely do it. Ooh, swords. Always good to see swords. All right, Static Prison. Yeah, remember that part where I said we can ephemerate it to clear our hand? We do that right now. Alright, so we can get rid of some blue cards. Yep, and my opponent doesn't even get their energy because they didn't exile anything, because that's how the card is templated. And guess who we can reanimate? I'm excited. Are you guys excited? Alright, this thing can't attack, so we're going to do this again. Discard a card I can't cast. Draw another card I can't cast. Ooh, Solitude. Alright, let's go ahead and reanimate. You. Ah, Sun Cleanser, that's a good one. Swords in a land, cool. And then I will go ahead and I want to Sun Cleanser them, but swords may be better. No, let's go ahead and Sun Cleanser them. Sun Cleanser plus Solitude, because we're going to have to discard anyway, right? Our opponent loses all counters, you got it. Do this. Yeah, they gain 5 life here, which helps them, but I don't think they're answering an Attracts no matter what. Alright, that was sweet. 4-0 on the video. Nice, nice, nice. We're in the middle of a big climb. Ooh, top 50. Now we get to clickbait it. Number 50. Screenshot. Alright, this deck's actually pretty good. I do like this deck a lot. It is... I think I did my tier list, and I put it either tier 3 or 2.5. I am pretty high on this deck. I think it was 2.5. I'm pretty high. As you saw in some of these games, it does occasionally suffer from being clunky. Wrong half syndrome, where you'll draw a bunch of ephemerates but no scam elemental. Oh, and of course we have the bug again where I can't hover my cards. But it does have that bit of clunkiness where sometimes you could draw the wrong half of the deck, but we have a lot of really efficient cards like Diviner and Psychic Frog that just let us go through our deck that mitigate a lot of those problems through conniving. Grave Expectations impressed me a lot, especially because we got that really dirtily matchup. Spell Snare, fantastic main deck improve. Compliments to the chef for including that. And yeah, I love how we have this deck configured. I actually do like this build. I've seen other builds of this. I've seen like Priest of Felrite builds that are a little lost in the sauce. So maybe other people could try that. The one thing I would want to change about this deck is to find a way to squeeze in 4 Bowmasters. However, like Nyambi really impressed me, and I don't want to cut her. I don't think I want to cut copies of Satoru either. I don't think I want to cut frogs. It's a frog deck. So maybe 2 Bowmasters is all we get to play. I think Bowmasters is really good now that the meta has settled after MH3, because there's a lot of people abusing the One Ring, and it's also just like a fine blocker game 1 against things like Energy, and just picks off their stupid, obnoxious, powerful cards. Other than that, I don't have too many crazy thoughts on this deck. I think this is sweet if you want to craft it or build it as is. This is pretty close to a stock list. Of course, if you don't have something like Nyambi, you can replace it. This Diviner of Fates, it's something I held off on crafting, but this is such a sweet card. Like, I know it's Mythics, and I had to convince myself to craft it, but once I did, I really did not regret it. Like, you saw how much we abused this card with Ephemerate and Bound to get a bunch and getting a bunch of Connives. You saw that time we had 2 in play. This card's really cracked, and it really does tie the deck together. Other than that, I think that's all I have to say. See you next video.